Good morning, students. Today we are doing capital market line. This is part of portfolio selection theories. Basically, this is an extension of HM model. In the last portion, in the last PPT, we did Harry Markowitz model. Capital market line is only an extension of Harry Markowitz model. In Harry Markowitz model, we did how to select an optimum portfolio out of the efficient portfolios. Now, efficient portfolios in Harry Markowitz model contained only risky securities. If we combine risky and risk-free securities, then the shape of efficient frontier changes completely. It becomes a straight line in that situation. If you can recall, efficient frontier in Harry Markowitz model, it was a curve and none of the point was touching y-axis. That means at no portfolio, risk of the portfolio was zero. Risk-free securities were not there in that, right? So in extension of HM model, we are combining risk-free and risky securities. And if we do so, the shape of efficient frontier changes totally. It becomes a straight line. This straight line starts from risk-free rate. It extends and it is tangent on the broken egg-shaped figure at the point M. This point M is the market portfolio. This line is termed as capital market line, right? See the efficient frontier in HM model. This was the last figure which we did in HM model. This arc, this shows efficient frontier. All efficient portfolios, they lie on this particular arc, and then by combining indifference curves and efficient frontier, we did that we can select optimum portfolio E. Now see, in this figure, none of the point is touching y-axis. That means at no point risk is zero. Risk-free securities are not there in this model. Now we are adding risk-free securities in this efficient frontier. Now the shape of efficient frontier will be a straight line starting from the risk-free rate IRF. This line is tangent on the earlier efficient frontier at point M, and this line is known as capital market line, right? This capital market line, this shows equilibrium condition in a market where risk-free and risky investments, these are there. All risky and risk-free investments, if we combine them, all these combinations, they will lie on CML. And every investor will have his optimum portfolio on CML only. Now, how this optimum portfolio is to be selected, it will depend upon his risk return preference. As per CML, expected return of the portfolio is equal to risk-free rate plus risk premium. Now see how this is done. Expected return of the portfolio as per CML, this is known as mathematical expression of capital market line or CML equation. Expected return of the portfolio is IRF plus RM minus IRF divided by standard deviation of market portfolio into standard deviation of the current portfolio. Here RP is expected return of the portfolio, IRF is risk-free rate of interest, RM return on market portfolio. This standard deviation of P is standard deviation of the given portfolio, and standard deviation of M sigma M, this is standard deviation of the market portfolio, which includes only risky securities. Now see the equation. This is the intercept of CML equation, IRF. Why we get risk-free rate when we are not bearing any risk? This we did earlier also. This return is return for time. When we invest in risk-free securities, we are not bearing any risk, but we are postponing our consumption for some period of time. So we want some value for this time. So IRF, this intercept of the equation, this shows value for time. This RM minus IRF divided by sigma M, this is market price of risk. This is slope of CML, right? Slope of CML, RM minus IRF divided by sigma M. The numerator of this equation, RM minus IRF, this shows excess of market portfolio return over the risk-free rate. So if I am investing in market portfolio, why I am bearing risk? I am bearing risk because I am expecting some extra return. So RM minus IRF, this indicates excess return which I expect for bearing higher risk. If I divide this by standard deviation of market portfolio, this gives me market price per unit of market risk, right? So slope of CML, it indicates market price for per unit of market risk. Sigma P is quantity of risk in the portfolio. So risk premium is per unit market price of risk into risk in the portfolio. Market price of risk into quantity of risk, and expected return of the portfolio is price for time plus risk premium. So this way in CML, expected return of the portfolio indicates how much return I want for time and how much return I want for bearing market risk, right? Now see the features of CML. CML shows linear and positive relationship between expected return and risk of the portfolio. CML starts from IRF, this is risk-free rate, and this we have done, this is intercept of CML. The slope of CML is nothing but reward to variability ratio, how much extra return I want on market portfolio divided by variability of the market portfolio. This is slope of CML. CML is tangent to original efficient frontier at point M. This point M indicates nothing but the market portfolio, and market portfolio consists of only risky investments. This you can say is optimum combination of risky investments. Only efficient portfolios consisting of risk-free assets and risky assets, they lie on CML. Keep this thing in mind, if any portfolio lies above or below the CML, this is not efficient portfolio. Portfolios lying above CML, they may give extra return, but these are unattainable portfolios. Hence, these are not efficient portfolios. And portfolios which are lying below CML, these are giving you lesser return. So these are again not efficient portfolios. So all efficient portfolios, these are bound by CML, they lie on CML. CML is always upward sloping, reason being the risk return trade-off. If you are bearing higher risk, you want higher return. Because of that, CML always slopes upward. The combining of risk-free and risky investment in this theory, it has been explained through borrowing or lending. Now, how borrowing and lending is there? In HM model, we assume, in CML model also the same assumption is there, that you can borrow any amount of money at risk-free rate. CML is only extension of HM model, and here in extension we are doing that any amount can be borrowed or it can be lent at risk-free rate, and through borrowing and lending you can construct your optimum portfolio depending upon your risk return preference, right? So what is this lending and borrowing portfolio? Now, in the absence of risk-free investment, every investor will select a portfolio on efficient frontier depending upon his indifference curve. But when we introduce risk-free investment, in that situation, the efficient frontier is represented by CML. This CML shows all efficient combinations of risk-free and risky investments. Now, which portfolio investor will select? It will depend upon his risk premium, his risk preference. The part of the CML from IRF to M. This shows that you are investing some money in risk-free assets. That means in your portfolio, combination of risk-free securities and risky securities, that combination is there. Investment in risk-free securities, this is known as lending at risk-free rate. And if your portfolio consists of risk-free and risky securities, your portfolio is termed as lending portfolio, right? So lending portfolio is one where investor is investing in both risk-free and risky securities. Why this is termed as lending? Because in CML, investment in risk-free securities is taken as lending at risk-free rate, right? Now, if you are at point M in CML, this point M contains only risky securities. So if I want to invest only in risky securities, that means 100% of my funds I want to invest in risky securities, I will be at point M, right? Now suppose I want to invest more in risky securities. I am ready to bear high risk because I want more return. Can I invest more than what I have in risky securities? Yes. This can be done by borrowing from the market some money, investing your own funds and the borrowed funds in risky securities, right? So this kind of portfolio where you are investing more than what you have in risky securities is known as borrowing portfolio. So what we do in case of borrowing portfolio, we borrow at risk-free rate from the market, and then borrowings plus your own funds you are investing in market portfolio. The portfolio is known as borrowing portfolio. Now keep this thing in mind. Every investor will be choosing a combination of risk-free and risky depending upon his risk-return preference. If you are a conservative investor, you will be choosing lending portfolios. If you are aggressive investor, that means you are ready to bear high risk in expectation of high return, then you will be choosing borrowing portfolios. Let us see how optimum portfolio is selected in CML. This is your capital market line. See the portion of capital market line from IRF to M. This indicates lending portfolios. Here in your portfolio, risk-free as well as risky investments, they are there. If you are at this point, all the investment is in risk-free assets. And if you are at point M, then 100% investment of your funds in risky assets, right? I'm repeating, at IRF, all the funds have been invested in risk-free securities, zero risk, and your return is equal to IRF. If you are at point M, then 100% of your funds you are investing in risky assets, and accordingly you will be getting return. The return which is there on market portfolio, that will be your return. If you are borrowing and investing more than what you have in risky assets, then you will be at somewhere on this portion of CML. The points beyond M, they show borrowing portfolios, right? The part of CML from IRF to M shows some investment in risk-free securities. It is called lending portfolio. On this part of CML, the investor is willing to lend a portion of his funds at risk-free rate. The portion of CML beyond M is known as borrowing portfolio. In this situation, the investor would buy the portfolio M out of his funds plus borrow funds at risk-free rate to buy some more units of portfolio M. That means he is investing more than what he has in portfolio M. A conservative investor will choose a lending portfolio, while an aggressive investor will go for borrowing portfolio. But all the investors, they will have their optimum portfolios on CML itself, right? So in this situation, this CML represents efficient portfolios as well as optimum portfolios. They will lie on CML depending upon risk return preference of the investor. This entire process of selection of optimum portfolio, you can divide into two parts, two steps. The first step is selection of this portfolio M. This portfolio M, it consists of only risky investments. So first step is identification of M, the optimum portfolio of risky securities. And after that, depending upon your risk attitude, you will select a combination of risk-free and risky assets. This is termed as separation theorem because entire portfolio selection process, this is separated into two steps. This is known as separation theorem given by James Tobin, right? This is regarding theory of CML. Now you can do some questions on CML. See this first question. The expected return on market index is 14%. This means return on market portfolio is 14%. It has a risk of 10%. If the return on risk-free asset is 6%, find the expected return from the portfolio having a risk of 12% using capital market line equation. Then it is asked, if the actual return from the portfolio is 14%, should an investor hold the portfolio? So information given in the question, return on market portfolio 14%, standard deviation of market portfolio 10%, risk-free rate of return 6%, and return on the given portfolio, this is 12%. For finding expected return of the portfolio, you can use capital market line equation. This is capital market line equation. Put all the values in this equation. Expected return of the portfolio is coming out to be 15.6%. This is expected return of the portfolio, but as it is given in the question that this portfolio is giving you return of 14%. You expect a return of 15.6%, but portfolio is actually giving you lesser return. So this is inefficient portfolio. You should not buy this portfolio, right? Now coming to illustration 2, the question may come in examination in this form also. Three portfolios A, B, C, these are given to you. Returns on the portfolio ABC. This is in second column, and risk of these portfolios. This is in third column. The return on market index is 18%, risk of market index 10%, return on risk-free rate is 7%. Find using CML which of the above portfolios are efficient or inefficient. This I have explained you that all the efficient portfolios, they lie on CML. So if a portfolio is giving you return which is equal to return calculated using CML equation, the portfolio is efficient. Otherwise, the portfolio is not efficient. So first thing to be done is finding returns on these portfolios using CML equation. Compare expected returns with actual returns. If return given by CML equation is same as return of the portfolio is efficient. Otherwise, portfolio is not efficient, right? IRF 7%, RM 18%, standard deviation of market portfolio 10%. Using CML equation, you can find the returns on individual portfolios. Start with A. Using CML equation, the return is coming to be 40%, but actually the portfolio is giving you 26%. That means this portfolio lies below CML. Actual return is less than expected return. This is inefficient portfolio. Portfolio B, as per CML equation, this is giving you 26.8%. Actual return is 29%. This is giving you more than the expected return, but this is also not efficient. Reason being, as per CML theory, this portfolio lies above CML equation. Hence, this is unattainable and inefficient. Portfolio C, as per CML equation, the return is 24.6%, actual return 19%. So clearly this is not efficient portfolio because actual return is less than expected return, this portfolio lies below CML, this is inefficient. So as per calculation, none of the portfolio is efficient because none of these lie on CML or give return as per CML equation. Now questions sometimes come on construction of efficient portfolio. In CML, we have done that investment can be made in risky and risk-free securities. Now, in what proportion we should invest in risky and risk-free securities so that we can get a desired return? So first illustration on that. An investor wants to invest in risky and risk-free securities. The risk-free rate of return, that means IRF, is 8%. The market portfolio of risky assets is expected to yield a return of 18%. RM is 18% with a standard deviation of 6%. That means standard deviation of market portfolio is 6%. If the investor desires to earn expected rate of return of 15% on his portfolio, what should be the risk of the portfolio? In what combination should he hold the market portfolio and risk-free assets, right? So using CML equation, we can find both of these. Information given in the question, this information is given. Investor needs a return of 15% on the portfolio, so expected return of the portfolio is 15%. Risk of the portfolio you can find using CML equation. This is your CML equation. Put all these values in CML equation. The risk of the portfolio is to be found. Solving the equation, you can find risk of the portfolio is 4.2%, right? Now, next part of the question says, in what proportion you should invest in risky and risk-free assets? That means weights are to be found. And for that, you can use this equation, expected return of the portfolio. This we did in portfolio risk and return. Expected return of the portfolio is nothing but weighted average return on individual securities. Summation of that is the expected return of the portfolio. Here it is RM into weight of M plus IRF into weight of F. You know summation of weights is equal to 1. That means WM plus WF is equal to 1. From this you can find WM is equal to 1 minus WF. Put these values in portfolio return equation. For WM, I am writing 1 minus WF. If you solve this equation, WF will come out to be 0.3. Put the value in this, WM is 0.7. That means if investor invests 30% of his funds in risk-free securities and 70% of his funds in risky securities, he can get a return of 15% on the portfolio. What kind of portfolio is this? This is lending portfolio. Reason being, you are investing 30% of your funds in risk-free assets. This is known as lending in CML. So a portfolio where lending is there is known as lending portfolio. We can do one question on borrowing portfolio. Suppose this information is given to you, IRF 6%, RM, that means return on market portfolio is 16%, risk of market portfolio is 8%. Suggest a strategy to an investor who wants to earn a return of 17.5% on the portfolio. Strategy to the investor means how much of his funds should be invested in risky and how much in risk-free securities so that he can earn 17.5% return on the portfolio, and then you have to find risk of the portfolio also. So first, proportions of funds. For that, you can use this equation. Expected return of the portfolio is RM into WM, IRF into WF. One of these can be written in proportion to other. यहाँ पे we have taken WF as 1 minus WM. If you solve the equation, see what we are getting. WM is coming out to be 1.15 and WF is minus 0.15. Can weight be negative? Yes, in CML, weight can be negative. What does this indicate? This negative weight indicates that you are not investing in risk-free securities, you are borrowing at risk-free rate, right? So wherever borrowing is there, the weight will come out to be negative. Suppose you have rupees 1 lakh with you. You want to invest in risky securities 1,15,000. So what you can do, you can borrow at risk-free rate 15,000 rupees. Now with you 1,15,000 is there. You can invest 1,15,000 in market portfolio. Out of this 1,15,000, 1 lakh is your own fund and 15,000 is borrowed money, right? So this is borrowing portfolio. Now find risk of this portfolio. This is situation of borrowing portfolio. Investor will borrow 15% at risk-free rate and then invest 115% in risky assets. For finding risk of such portfolio, you can use CML equation. In CML equation, put all the values. This risk of the portfolio is to be found and this is coming out to be 9.2%. See, this is high risk. If you check risk on market portfolio is 8% and risk on your mid portfolio is 9.2%. So this is even higher than risk on market portfolio. Reason being, you are investing borrowed funds in the market, so you are bearing high risk. Why you are bearing high risk? Because you expect high return. So you are an aggressive investor here. An aggressive investor will have borrowing portfolio and a conservative investor will have lending portfolio. This is all about CML theory.